In the heart of the North Atlantic Ocean, shrouded in mist and legend, lay the island of Britain, a land of rugged beauty. Its rolling green hills were scored by fast-flowing rivers, and dense forests offered refuge to tribes who fiercely guarded their independence. For centuries, the people of Britain had lived in isolation, their world shaped by the cycles of nature and the stories passed down through generations. To the south, across the narrow stretch of water known as the English Channel, lay a growing power, the Roman Empire. Rome, with its legions of disciplined soldiers and thirst for conquest, had spread its influence across much of Europe. Driven by ambition and the promise of riches, Roman generals had led their armies to victory after victory, subjugating tribe after tribe. Yet, Britain remained a mystery, a land shrouded in mist and rumour, a tantalizing prize that had so far eluded Rome's grasp. The Romans knew of Britain's existence, of course. Merchants had long sailed across the Channel, returning with tales of fierce warriors and strange customs. They spoke of valuable resources, tin essential for Roman metalworking and gold, which glittered temptingly in the hands of tribal chiefs. Whispers of these riches reached the ears of Roman emperors, planting the seeds of ambition in their hearts. But Britain was a long way from Rome, a perilous journey across a stormy sea, and previous attempts to conquer the island had ended in failure. The Britons, it seemed, were not easily subdued. The allure of Britain, with its untapped resources and strategic importance, proved too strong to resist. The stage was set for a clash of cultures, a battle for the soul of a nation, and the beginning of a legacy that would shape Britain for centuries to come. Back in Rome, the imperial throne was a dangerous place to sit. Intrigue and violence were the tools of the ambitious, and emperors often met untimely ends. In this turbulent world, Claudius, the unlikely emperor, had risen to power. Often overlooked and underestimated, Claudius was a scholar, a man more comfortable with scrolls than swords. Yet, beneath his unassuming exterior lay a sharp mind and a steely determination. When Claudius assumed the purple robes of emperor in 41 AD, few expected him to last long. He was seen as weak, a puppet of his advisors, and an easy target for ambitious rivals. But Claudius surprised everyone, moving swiftly to consolidate his power and project strength. To secure his position and silence his doubters, Claudius knew he needed a glorious military victory. Claudius looked to the edges of the empire, searching for a campaign that would bring both riches and renown. His gaze fell upon Britain, that tantalizing prize that had so far eluded Roman grasp. He had heard the whispers of its wealth, the tales of vast deposits of tin and gold. Moreover, conquering Britain would be a bold statement, a display of Roman might that would resonate throughout the known world. It would prove his strength to his enemies, instill loyalty in his legions, and secure his place in the pantheon of Roman emperors. Britain, sitting astride the sea lanes of the north, could be a valuable addition to the Roman Empire. Conquering Britain would also offer a much-needed boost to Roman morale. The whispers of a British campaign began to circulate in the halls of power, a growing chorus that soon turned into a roar. The year was 43 AD. Across the English Channel, under a summer sky heavy with anticipation, a mighty Roman fleet gathered. 4 legions, the iron fist of Rome, prepared to embark on a perilous journey across the choppy waters. Their destination, the enigmatic shores of Britain. Leading this formidable force was Aulus Plautius, a seasoned general known for his strategic brilliance and unwavering resolve. He carried with him the authority of Claudius, the emperor's decree echoing in his ears. Conquer Britain, bring its riches to Rome, and make it a jewel in the imperial crown. As the sun glinted off the bronze helmets and armor of the legions, a sense of awe and trepidation rippled through the ranks. Many had heard tales of the fierce Celtic warriors who inhabited the island, warriors who painted their bodies blue and fought with a savage intensity. They had heard whispers of dense forests and treacherous swamps, of a land where the elements themselves could be as deadly as any enemy, yet fear was tempered by discipline and the unwavering belief in Roman superiority. These were the legions of Rome, conquerors of nations, and they would not be deterred. The invasion force landed on the southeastern coast of Britain, near present-day Kent. The sight that greeted the Roman soldiers was both alien and daunting. Rolling hills cloaked in emerald green, stretched inland, dotted with clusters of round houses and shrouded in the smoke from cooking fires. The air was thick with the scent of wood smoke and the unfamiliar calls of birds. Yet there was no sign of the welcoming committee the Romans had perhaps expected. Instead, an eerie silence hung over the landing site, broken only by the crash of waves and the murmur of the wind through the trees. Unbeknownst to the Romans, the British tribes, alerted to the invasion, had withdrawn into the interior, choosing to observe the invaders from the shadows and plan their defense. Aulus Plautius, ever the pragmatist, wasted no time in establishing a beachhead. The Romans had arrived, not as visitors or traders, but as conquerors. The battle for the Medway. With the initial fury of conquest subsiding, a new era dawned upon Britain. The bloody spectre of war gave way to the Pax Romana, the Roman peace enforced by the legions and promising order and prosperity. Across the conquered territories, Roman administrators set about the task of transforming this wild land into a functioning province of the empire. Their mission was clear: Romanize Britain, bring it under the rule of law, and exploit its resources for the benefit of Rome. The first order of business was to establish a system of governance. Roman law replaced the tribal laws and customs that had governed Britain for centuries. New courts were established, dispensing Roman justice and settling disputes. Tax collectors arrived to assess the wealth of the land, ensuring a steady flow of tribute back to Rome. For many Britons, this new order was unfamiliar and unsettling. To solidify their control, the Romans sought to co-opt the existing power structures. Tribal chiefs who demonstrated loyalty to Rome were allowed to retain some measure of their authority. This pragmatic approach helped to quell dissent and create the illusion of continuity. Those who resisted faced the full might of Roman retribution. Rebellions were crushed with brutal efficiency, serving as a stark reminder of Rome's dominance. The imposition of Roman rule was not merely a matter of military and political control. Central to the Romanization of Britain was the establishment of cities, those vibrant centers of Roman culture and administration. Across the conquered territories, towns began to spring up, often built on the sites of former British settlements or at strategic crossroads. These new urban centers, designed and built by Roman engineers, were a world away from the scattered villages and hill forts that had characterized pre-Roman Britain. They were laid out in a grid pattern: paved streets, public baths, temples and forums, showcasing the order and grandeur of Roman civilization. Among the most important of these new cities was Londinium, founded on the banks of the River Thames. What began as a Roman trading post quickly grew into a bustling port, its wharves crowded with ships from all corners of the Roman world. Goods from across the empire flowed into Londinium, bringing with them Roman luxury goods, pottery and foodstuffs. As Londinium prospered, so too did other Roman towns, each a microcosm of Roman life, spreading Roman culture and influence into the farthest reaches of the province. These Roman towns were more than just centers of commerce and administration. They were crucibles of cultural exchange. Britons, drawn by the promise of opportunity and a better life, flocked to these new urban centers. They came to trade, to find work, and to partake in the amenities that Roman civilization had to offer. They learned to speak Latin, the language of their conquerors, and adopted Roman customs and fashions. A new generation of Britons grew up in the shadow of Roman temples and amphitheaters, exposed to Roman ideas and ways of life. The rise of Roman cities in Britain had a profound impact on the social and economic landscape of the island. The seeds of change were well and truly planted. As Romanization took root, the landscape of Britain began to transform in ways that were both subtle and profound. The Romans introduced new agricultural techniques and crops, improving yields and diversifying the diet of the Britons. Roman villas, with their distinctive architecture and mosaics, began to dot the countryside, symbols of wealth and Roman influence. Education, too, was a tool of Romanization. Schools were established, teaching the children of the elite to read and write in Latin, the language of administration and culture. These schools became breeding grounds for a new class of educated Britons who would go on to serve in the Roman bureaucracy. Religion was another avenue through which Roman culture permeated British society. The Romans often incorporated local deities into their own pantheon, creating a syncretic blend of beliefs. Temples dedicated to Roman gods stood alongside those of native deities. The Roman road network connected distant corners of the island, facilitating not just trade and military movement, but the exchange of ideas and cultures. Over time, the distinctions between conqueror and conquered began to blur. A new hybrid culture emerged, one that was neither wholly Roman nor entirely British, but a unique fusion of the two. Section 4. Resistance and Assimilation. The Roman invasion of Britain was not just about conquest, it was about connection. As the legions marched, they brought tools and vision to reshape Britain in Rome's image. Central to this transformation was the construction of a network of roads binding Britain to Rome. Roman engineers, renowned for their skill, set about this monumental task with efficiency. Across hills and valleys, through forests and marshes, Roman roads snaked their way across the landscape. These were marvels of engineering, built to withstand the elements and heavy traffic. Straight as an arrow, the roads cut through hills and bridged rivers with determination. Paved with stones, their surfaces cambered for drainage, they were built to last. These roads were a testament to Roman power, a visible symbol of their dominion. The impact of these roads on Britain was profound. They facilitated the rapid movement of troops and supplies, maintaining Rome's grip on Britain. Legions could march with unprecedented speed, crushing rebellions and deterring uprisings. But the roads were more than military conduits. They were arteries of commerce and communication. Traders followed the roads to Roman towns, stimulating the growth of a market economy. The Roman roads represented more than just physical connections. They were symbolic links, connecting Britain to the heart of the Roman Empire. Along these roads flowed goods, soldiers, ideas, culture, and people. Roman officials traveled the roads, bringing Roman law and administration. Merchants brought news from the wider world, spreading tales of Roman triumphs. The roads wove Britain into the tapestry of the Roman world. The Roman Empire, for all its glory and power, was not immune to threats. On the frontiers, Roman legions faced constant challenges from those who resisted their rule. Britain, on the edge of the Roman world, was no exception. To protect their gains, the Romans built massive fortifications, walls of stone and might. Among these was Hadrian's Wall, a testament to Roman engineering. Built in the early 2nd century AD, it stretched 73 miles across northern England. Constructed from stone, turf and timber, it marked the northern limit of Roman ambitions in Britain. Garrisoned by thousands, Hadrian's Wall was a hive of activity. Forts, mile castles and watchtowers stood along its length, connected by a military road. From these positions, soldiers kept watch over the northern lands, vigilant for Pictish tribes. The wall was a symbol of Roman power and a deterrent to invaders. It created security and stability, allowing Roman civilization to flourish. The wall also spurred economic development, with settlements and trading posts growing around it. Section 3. The Rise of Urban Life. Section 4. A Tapestry of Cultures. The Roman legions departed from Britain in the early 5th century AD, called back to defend a crumbling empire. Their departure left a void filled by new powers and uncertainties, yet their 400-year presence in Britain was not erased. It marked a new chapter where Rome's legacy continued to shape Britain's destiny. Roman ruins stood as silent witnesses to a bygone era. Roads crisscrossed the land, a testament to Roman engineering. Walls guarded frontiers, whispering tales of legions and battles. Towns and cities held remnants of Roman baths, temples and villas. The legacy of Roman Britain was more than just bricks and mortar. It was woven into British society, culture and identity. Roman law influenced English common law. Latin enriched the English language with new words and concepts. Roman Christianity shaped Britain's moral and spiritual outlook. The Roman invasion connected Britain to the wider Roman Empire. It exposed Britain to new ideas, technologies and cultures. The Romans transformed Britain in their image, and their legacy continues to shape its destiny. Today, as we walk the streets of London or marvel at the ruins of Hadrian's Wall, we are reminded of the enduring impact of Roman rule on Britain. The Roman legacy is not just a matter of historical curiosity, it is a living presence woven into the tapestry of British life. From the language we speak to the laws that govern us, from the architecture we admire to the values we hold dear, the echo of Rome can still be heard in modern Britain. The Roman invasion of Britain was a brutal and transformative event, a clash of cultures that resulted in the subjugation of a people and the imposition of a new order. Yet from the ashes of conquest arose a new Britain, one that had been forever changed by its encounter with Rome. The Romans brought with them not just their legions and their laws, but also their civilization, their culture, and their vision of a world united under Roman rule. And while the Roman Empire itself may have crumbled into dust, its legacy lived on in Britain, a testament to the enduring power of ideas and the indelible mark that even the most powerful empires can leave on the world. The story of Roman Britain is a reminder that history is not a static thing confined to textbooks and museums. It is a dynamic force shaping our present and influencing our future. The Roman legacy in Britain is a testament to the interconnectedness of human history, to the ways in which the past continues to shape the present, and to the enduring impact that even the most ancient civilizations can have on the world we live in today. As we look back on the Roman invasion of Britain, we are reminded that the past is never truly gone. It lives on in us, shaping our world in ways both seen and unseen.